improving our script using variables. We shall now use variables in our previous script to make our programming easier and improve the power of our script. To use a variable, we have to first create a variable. Creation of a variable involves three components: a variable name, assignment operator, and a value. Before we create our variable, let us think logically. We have a scenario in which we do not wish to keep going through statements to change the name of the student to match their personality. Therefore, we shall create a variable to hold the information of student name. This variable will have a name, it will have an equals to symbol to assign the value of Jack to it. Now, using the above logic, we will proceed to create a variable to hold the information for name of a student, Jack. We will do it as follows. Name is equal to Jack. Line number in Spider IDE. I included that so you do not get confused. Name given to the variable equals to. Assignment operator equals to. The equals to sign will assign the value on the right to the variable name on the left. Jack. Value being assigned to the variable. Note, data type is automatically recognized by Python. That is, Python knows that this is a string. Now that we have created our variable, let us look at ways in which we can use our variable. But first, you need to understand the logic behind the feature that allows you to use a variable in your programming script. When our program is being executed, all variables are stored in the system's memory, RAM. As you may know, your computer has an internal hardware component called RAM, Random Access Memory. This is in the form of a RAM module, strip. We are not going into the detail here, but I will provide you an overall view of the structure of the RAM module. The RAM module has several cells that it is made up of. These are compartments. Each compartment has a physical address to assist with identification and navigation to a particular piece of information in it. Each compartment may be used to store information. Hence, having the physical addresses and compartments make it easier to store, locate, and retrieve information at will. And this particular property of RAM is exploited by programmers to reduce the physical coding that they are subjected to, as well as greatly increase the computational power of their programming script. Think of it this way. Your fridge resembles a RAM module. It has compartments, cells. Each compartment, cell, can store a container, variable. This container can store information, biryani. This information has a data type, food. If you bring the container, variable, out of the fridge, RAM, you are not only bringing the container, variable, but you are also bringing the contents of it as well. The contents, which is information, biryani, of data type, food. With the same logic in mind, in Python programming, when we execute our script, the entire script gets compiled and all variables in your script are stored into their own place in RAM for future use. As we know, the variable has its own cell and address in RAM. The interesting thing is that the contents of your variable may be accessed by the name that you give it. So, since we have created a variable called name, storing the information Jack of string data type, when I call on the container called name from RAM, I will be returned with the output of Jack. Go to your Spider IDE, create the variable if you haven't, and then print your variable name. View the output in the IPython console. Below, we have created the variable called name and we have assigned it to a string value of Jack. We thereafter proceeded to print the variable to the screen using the print function. Name is equal to Jack. print name. Upon running the script, your output to the above lines of code will show as follows in the IPython console. See, we are returned with Jack. The contents of the name variable container in memory RAM has been emptied and returned to the screen. Excellent. You see, now that we have learned exactly how to actually store information from our program into system memory, we are effectively building up on the complexity of our program and increasing the processing power of our scripts. Because with variables, we will be able to store information, process it in memory, and then output it to the screen.